Today, Precarious plays
The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask.
I don't know if there's any special reward for going under a minute.
Oh, good. So now it's...
So get at a nice trot. Just get a nice trot going. Don't go any faster than that. And then aim really smoothly. And what you want to do is you want to... Hold on, can you hold the controller up so that way... That's just a loud motor, isn't it?
Yeah.
The mic just might have to pick that up. So don't do more than a few shots in a row. Return. And then realign Epona. And then get her going at a trot. And what you want to do is you want to aim short of the balloon at the right Z level.
Mm-hmm.
Or, no, I'm sorry, not the right... For our purposes, the right height, right? Like the Y coordinate. And then you just want to let Epona take care of the X coordinate. And then you want to let the arrow go. And if at any point you're aiming straight to the side, that's probably too far. Hand me that for a second so I can show you what I mean. So it's coming up on my right, so I'm gonna... That one was probably not a very good example because it was too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So it's coming up on my right, so I'm going to... Epona, would you not be that way? Can you not? Can you not? Horse. Horse. Do you have to... I thought you could just tap the A button to get her trotting. Do you have to hold forward? She doesn't move unless you hold forward. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Will she not speed up? Will she... Yeah, you can let go, and then... Epona does not control the way that I thought she did. I apologize. This is more awkward than I remembered it being. Well, did it take any time till the moon hits time?
Oh, I don't know.
I hope that you can try it again, because it's harder at night, and that didn't go well for either of us. Do you see her little Bowser kerchief?
Yes!
Kerchief buckle?
Oh my god!
What is that called? What is that accessory actually called?
Shit. I have no idea what it's called. It's probably just a brooch of some kind.
Brooch, thank you. No, that's the word that I was searching my heart for.
Mm-hmm. Aww. Ooh. The thing that dropped into frame was creepy.
Oh, the
yeah.
alien balloon? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I'll try to explain how it works at night. She covered the basics. Did you get that?
They keep popping up until dawn.
Right. They have spawn points that are set. This is probably not going to go well. I am anticipating that. So don't be worried about disappointing me.
Mm-hmm.
It might be the kind of thing where we have to record it off camera, because it's sort of a slog to get to because of the time it starts at.
Mm-hmm.
Go through this and see if you can ask her to practice again. Yes. You do.
Okay, but first... Oh, I was gonna try to check the time.
Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. because we've got it's still clearly blue, you know. Yeah, you do have to hold forward to get her going. And then she winds up going a little too fast. It might be better to...
I'm gonna start taking her around the track once.
Did you press the left bumper?
No.
Because there's no mini-map. I think you pressed the left bumper at some point.
I don't have any other part of my HUD.
Oh. That's weird. Okay, there will be a map that I think, that can guide you during the real event. It might be better if you do like a stop and start approach.
Yeah.
So that way you're not having to worry about Epona moving around. I'd focus on that. Like just getting fairly close, and then stopping her almost completely. But that's the exact thing that I was talking about,
yeah.
right? So you just keep working on this, and what's going to happen at night, they have a set spawn location.
I don't like that they bob up and down.
They do move. They move towards the barn from their spawn location, and whenever you hit one, it either, you know, whether it's a new one or the same one that has like gone back to its starting position to try again, it doesn't really matter for our purposes. And either way, it's still a nightmare. Because it's like, oh, are they unkillable? Whenever you shoot them, do they just disperse temporarily? Or is there really just an inexhaustible supply of these?
Oh, what just happened?
It time's up.
Okay. All right, but I feel that I am getting more of the hang of it.
Give it another go, because it's only going to get harder when they stop moving, or when they start moving around. And like it's going to be at nighttime, and the music is really scary.
Okay, so it's 8 right now.
Yeah. 8 and 8:45.
Okay. Am I going to have infinite arrows during the operation?
I don't know. I don't know.
All right.
I'm just trying to be real chill about it, because after trying the target galleries in this one and being unwilling to put in the time necessary to do them, and I know that I did them just fine in the past couple of years on the 3DS, and I know I did them in my youth, that's probably too far away. Just because, remember, they're going to be moving laterally as well. I would start trying to practice with the assumption that you're not going to have infinity arrows, because if you can do it very precisely, then having infinity arrows will just make it easier.
Okay.
Shooting in this version of the game, like I got the Pro controller out whenever I got an N64 controller out to like measure the stick height. Just to try to justify my plea that the controller was broken.
Yeah.
Like, this controller is busted.
Okay, I can usually get it within 3 shots. I know that that's not great, but...
Well, you can hold 50.
Now we just gotta hope that there aren't too many of them.
Well, what we really have to hope for is that there's renewable pots or grass that Epona can run through to generate more arrows for you. Because that'll be what determines the success then.
Is that everybody? No.
Yeah, there's one there, and if you can get it in... There you go. Okay, so you have now succeeded as the bare minimum
but I want to get good.
Let me, just to put something else on the screen.
Yeah.
I should say that we went through a total of, I think, 4 cycles whenever we were playing off camera.
Yeah. It's still 8, so it doesn't appear to take...
It's 8:45. You didn't use any time.
Yeah.
Did all 3 of the Deku Scrub jumping platform minigames.
Can I go again?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
The funny thing is, day 3, if you ask me, looked a lot easier than day 2. The Honey and Darling stuff, did all 3 of those in the same cycle. Oh, and of course, we got the Gilded Sword.
Yeah. That sucker's badass.
Yeah, and all it took, I promised that, remember how I was like, hey, if we can't use this gold dust, then I'll get it again. I'll go through the Goron race. I feel a little guilty because I didn't realize how much easier it would be going through that with the improved magic meter.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you sort of huffed away. You were like, I'm not watching this.
Yeah.
Again.
Fucking...
So I did it. If you don't have to care about the pots and you just are able to take the shortest possible route, it's significantly easier.
I got him.
It was like a full body.
I know, I've gotten a little bit of practice. I kind of want to like charge down all these guys because the horse's mane really helps me aim. Because if you look, see, it's a good targeting reticule.
A little mohawk.
Yeah, his little forelock is helpful.
I have to say,
I'm not really doing this very efficiently, but I'm doing okay.
You'll have to work on going from hot spot to hot spot, because if any of them, I need to point out which one the barn is after this.
Yeah.
So that way you'll know like what to
protect.
Yeah, what the failure condition is.
Okay.
If you can get this one in the next 3 seconds, the timer won't turn red, and that will be an improvement.
Oh. You just had to give me a go.
Sorry, man. Didn't mean it.
You just had to give me a good way to disappoint you. Did I do better this time? I don't know. I felt better about it this time, but I don't think that I actually did better.
No, I think it was about the same.
Okay.
The barn, if you look to the right, the barn is that one. That's the barn. That's what they're going to be trying to get to. And let me point something out right now because I remember it vividly. Go behind the barn. And then hang to the left. Go that way. Somewhere back here, like maybe like in the, like at the corner of the house there.
Yeah.
That is one of the spawn locations for the them. For the them.
For them.
Yeah. For those.
Jump. Oh. Can't get up on the chimney. Hit.
You know what? Just in case they don't give you infinity arrows, maybe chop some grass so that you start with 50.
Instead of 0, perhaps? Instead of 0? You know, that sounds like a solid plan.
That would be unbelievably dickish.
Well, now I've got 50.
I have a feeling that they're not going to give you infinity arrows.
Oh, God, because look how fast that grass grew back.
No, there was a whole patch.
Okay, you're right.
There was a whole big bunch.
It's all right. I'm going to practice one more time.
Okay.
Can you count my arrows? Would you do that for me?
Yes, I will count the arrows.
You are such a good friend.
But they respawn, so it's not just 10. But I will figure out how many you use per 10.
Okay.
I love Romani. I had such a huge crush on Malin and Romani as a youth. It's so silly.
She's a spunky little girl doing her own thing.
Well,
Yep.
we were the same age
Oh yeah.
when I met her. Yeah.
Oh.
Because she was actually an exotic older girl because
Oh my.
because Link is supposed to be 10-ish if I
Yeah.
remember correctly, and I'm assuming that Malin was about the same age.
Mm-hmm.
And it would have been 96 or 97, so I would have been about 6 or 7.
Mm-hmm.
So she would have been like 3 or 4 years older than me.
That
And-
not good just there.
And then after the
One.
after the Ocarina of Time midpoint where you get the Master Sword. Well, I say midpoint, but like
2, 3.
both of those micro dungeons happen when you're an adult, and the 5 main dungeons and Ganon's Tower, which is at least a dungeon's worth of content on its own. Anyway, Malin turns into
I lost count. Did you lose count?
I hadn't been counting at all. Let me start again. I was thinking about adult Malin. Shut up.
Just thinking about all those adult Malins.
Yeah. So that's 1. Good shot. 1. I think that's probably the least helpful thing. That's 3, 4, 5,
God, this is terrible. I'm
6,
terrible.
7.
This is the worst I've
9,
ever done.
9, 10. I don't think me counting is helping, but if I don't count out loud, I will lose track.
All right, fuck it.
11.
I'm just gonna get the practice in. Don't worry about counting. I'm just going to try to be conservative with arrows. And we won't look for any average numbers because they'll just make me nervous. It's stupid, but hey. See? Look how good I did.
Yeah.
We were like, let's get rid of the numbers. And I'm like, oh, yes, perfect. I'm amazing. Can I jump this?
You might need to be going faster. She can almost definitely jump it, but
Okay. Sorry.
you
Sorry,
have
Pona.
you have to have more speed, and you have to be going straight at it
Pona.
from a distance.
Move, please. Alright. This is gonna be my worst round. See, here...
This feels like such a bait and switch, because this is such a, like, they're using, like, the fun Lon Lon Ranch minigame music,
Yeah.
and it feels like such a jaunty time. It's a nightmare at nighttime.
So, let me ask you.
Yeah?
What happens if I don't succeed? Because I tell you, I've repeated so many things.
I don't know if I should tell you what happens if you don't succeed, because
It'll put pressure on me. Just tell me
Yeah.
it's gonna be okay and we'll get back to it.
I will tell you that because of Link's ability to travel through time, it will be okay
Thank you.
after you go back in time. Until then, it will be actually shockingly horrific.
So, since this... What do we do between now and 2?
Well, what we should do is first you should go see Romani. No, not what is her name? What? I think it starts with an L, maybe. Look around for hot older Malin.
Okay.
It's probably one of the weirdest things they did.
Bye.
It's one of the weirdest things they did where I feel like Malin must have been very popular with the developers, because I don't think that there's any other character except kind of Link in a way.
Mm-hmm.
No one else got like their past model and their future model put to work.
Oh, nobody's here. This feels sneaky. Goodbye! Don't you hate it? I mean, not hate it, but it always kind of takes me out of the experience whenever I can just walk into people's houses in video games. Like, it's not a big deal. I mean, I know I'm not a vampire, but, like, nobody keeps their doors locked around here?
But that's not... I don't think that that's true or fair, because Legend of Zelda in particular, there are a ton of people who do...
Hi, friend.
They do keep their doors locked.
Yeah.
Hey, you wanna know... Let's go do something fun. I think, while we're passing the time.
I'm up for that. It's not another arrow game.
It is not.
Is it? Okay.
We'll start with it next time, and I know it won't actually help us pass the time to the event. After we're done with this, we'll play the song of Double Time, and we'll advance to the next night.
Okay.